Jurors are deliberating the charges against former Minnesota police officer Derek Chauvin, accused of killing George Floyd. The anticipation of the verdict has cities across the country on edge. There in Minneapolis, the National Guard is there to keep the peace. Protesters have already been gathering there for days, preparing to react once the verdict is reached. Here in Salt Lake City, leaders are preparing for protests as well. ABC4's Jared Giacinini is live at the Salt Lake Police Station with how they're getting ready and what local legal experts are saying about this trial. Jared, what do we know?
Well, Brian, barricades up here at the Public Safety Building here in downtown Salt Lake. Police and the Utah National Guard on standby, preparing for potential civil unrest following a verdict in the Derek Chauvin trial. Police say they do not want to stop freedom of speech, but want to keep everyone safe. From Minneapolis to Salt Lake City, following a verdict, Black Lives Matter Utah protesters planning to demonstrate, calling to end police brutality.
Police serve a very important role in our society.
Former defense attorney Greg Skordas has been following Chauvin's murder trial closely.
And this case has been highly unusual because a lot of other officers did testify against Officer Chauvin, including his own chief. That's very unusual. And they testified very vehemently that he violated policies and procedures that were within that department.
The night George Floyd was killed, Chauvin's defense team says he may have been distracted by the people watching, but prosecutors say Chauvin displayed pride over policing.
He would have realized the danger of what he was doing, but his pride, with a lot of people standing around, with people videotaping, with other officers there, sort of took over his judgment.
Skordas says it was a mistake Chauvin did not take to the stand to defend himself.
I really think after so many weeks of the jury looking at that man and watching him and watching his mannerisms, that they wanted to hear his voice. They wanted him to get on the stand and say, "I'm sorry, I made a mistake."
Skordas says this trial will stimulate police reform and changes to conduct. Back out here live again, the jury in Minneapolis deliberating Chauvin's innocence or guilt on charges of third or second degree murder or manslaughter. Local law enforcement here hope that public reaction to the verdict is peaceful. They're prepared for the worst. Live, Jared Giacinini, ABC4 News.